Ephraim, what do you expect to happen at these meetings?
Well, I expect that the owners and the players to get back on track. So much has been made of the protest being about patriotism and being unpatriotic, and that's not the original idea of the protest started by Colin Kaepernick about 16 months ago. It's about coming up with solutions to problems in our communities with minorities and law enforcement.
So that is going to be hashed out between the players, the NFL owners, and union representatives.
Right.
So I'm thinking it could be a very contentious meeting. What do you suppose, though, there will be any concrete rule put down on whether or not players kneel during the national anthem by these owners?
I don't think it'll be a concrete rule because once you start infringing, and I know it's a workplace, but once you start infringing on players or other employees' ability to, protest or, their First Amendment rights, freedom of speech.
But see, and I hear you, but a lot of people who support President Trump saying that this kneeling during the national anthem is affecting NFL football ratings, since it's also affecting the image of the game.
I understand that, but what those same people don't realize is if we adjust the actual issue and talk about the actual issue and come up with a solution, then what happens to protest? When it goes away, it stops. And that's what I think
President Trump has said, protesting is fine, just don't do it during the national anthem.
It's not really about President Trump anymore. It's about the NFL realizing that they have a situation in terms of having to listen to these players and understand where they're coming from instead of trying to point the fingers and paint someone as being unpatriotic. And I think that, there are several programs out there. I'm part of a program called Game Changers out of San Diego. You can look it up, gamechanger1.org. It's focused on community relations around athletics. So you get elected officials, you get police, you get community leaders, and we all meet 3 hours before a sporting event, and we have open dialogue. We have open dialogue, and we try to come up with ways to affect the community.
Those kinds of programs are great, and some might say, okay, these programs have come into existence probably because of these protests.
Absolutely.
So isn't it time to just stop?
Stop what?
Stop the protesting at the NFL games.
How about we stop killing unarmed African Americans? And where's the outrage there, right? It's easy to say, hey, stop taking a knee, all right? But how about let's stop killing unarmed citizens? Right, let's have some type of repercussion for officers or law enforcement who murder innocent, or not innocent people, but unarmed people. It's got to be a better way to deal with the community. And I think that's the question to this should be answered is not just stop the protest, it's why are we protesting?
Owners really answer that question for their players?
They can help. Billions of dollars a year are made by the NFL.
So is that a solution if the NFL owners say, you know what, we're going to donate a lot of money to this particular cause?
It's not the money donating. It's actually being involved in it, all right? These stadiums and these fans, they come from these communities. So let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's go out there and put your money where your mouth is. Put your time where your mouth is. We have so many foundations and organizations that that the NFL reached out to and help and sponsor. Each player has their own foundation. I have a foundation as well. So let's get together and really affect change in these communities, and they have the power to do it.
We'll see what happens at these meetings. We're going to be following them throughout the morning. The official meeting, I think, starts at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's when they really get down to brass tacks, and of course, we'll be monitoring whatever decision
comes out of that.
It's time for
change. It really is.
It's time for something to happen. I know that. Ephraim.